There's a dinosaur loose in D.C.
Well, the question then becomes, does this knowledge that he has, does that mean that he will be more Reagan-esque in his delivery, or is it like the Velociraptor who tests the door in Jurassic Park and then is now figuring out how he can more successfully wreak havoc?
Right. Several people who have worked for him over the years have used the Jurassic Park analogy, so I think that seems
Yes, I didn't make it up.
Right.
A Trumposaurus Rex is coming to town, and he's not coming alone. He's bringing Stegosaurus and Triceratops.
This is the first time that I can remember in modern history, at least, that I've been in the United States and following U.S. politics, where such an enormous number of business people have been motivated to come and work inside of the administration. I think that the Democrats would never have assembled a group of people like this. The United States economy is too complicated to be managed by theoreticians, by folks with random PhDs and absolutely no working experience in the real world. And when you bring those people in to oversee those PhDs, I think you probably get better outcomes.
Aren't you sick of a government run by politicians, professors, and economists? You know, people with no real life experience. They don't know how things work. This time is different. We're bringing in men and women who know how to create things from scratch and build stuff within a budget. And if they don't get results, get fired. This is the most real American cabinet the country's ever seen. Elon Musk says we're about to experience the most dramatic transformation since the nation's founding. What a lucky time to be alive. Now people have come into Washington before promising change and have gotten chewed up and spit out. Washington's very hard to change. The founders devised a system of government of checks and balances, so change is slow. But this time just feels different. Here's why.
I would say is, you should never bet against Elon. And isn't there, we all know there's an extraordinary amount of waste and it is unsustainable. There are two ways to resolve them. You can cut spending and cut waste, or you can raise taxes massively. And I take this election in the U.S. for standing for the proposition we're not going to go the European-style socialist route of having massive tax hikes. And then that suggests, you need to try something like the Doge thing, and that's actually what is going to happen.
There's a muted panic rippling through D.C. Democrats are concerned that Trump's coming in with more experience and with a team that understands the levers of government in a way that can shape the government to their will. Some Democrats are starting to get Doge curious. Trump and Elon are finding a wellspring of unexpected cooperation from Democrats in the House. Democrats are even pitching ideas like, how about we shrink Homeland Security? Well, how about it? Another Democrat has been pitching the idea of moving all federal agencies out of D.C. and sending them all over the country. Trump loves that idea. So do we. One Democrat admits there are so many inefficiencies, so many layers of government, and wants to help. We've actually never witnessed this many Democrats get on board with streamlining government, ever. And it's making bureaucrats really uncomfortable.
I had a conversation with a deputy secretary of defense where we were talking about the $850 billion budget. And you would have thought, like, I asked what underwear she was wearing. Like, her response to being questioned about the lack of passing an audit on $850 billion, it was
multiple times.
Just, went like, how dare you? Do you even know what an audit is? And I'm like, I thought I did, but maybe I don't. But the arrogance of it was wild.
The Pentagon's not the only department getting audited. Every agency is getting audited. Biden spent $3 billion to build 93 electric mail trucks. That comes to $32 million per mail truck. You've seen a mail truck. They work fine. You get your mail, right? A Formula One race car doesn't cost $32 million, not even half that. This is why there's inflation. He's spending $32 million per mail truck. You know who got the contract? Oshkosh Defense, a defense contractor from Wisconsin, swing state. What's a defense contractor doing making electric mail trucks? Because they know how to win contracts and bilk the feds. That's why. This company, Oshkosh Defense, was supposed to build 60,000. They only built 93. The CEO, John Pfeiffer, says he's really happy with the progress. The guy's a Democrat donor, by the way. If you had given this contract to Musk, we'd be done by now with money left over. Biden spent $1 billion on DEI grants. What even is a DEI grant? What is it, reparations? Or the University of Honolulu has a DEI program. Here's $20 million. Blow it on a luau. Did the National Action Network get a DEI grant? Because you know Al applied for it. We found out $170 million went to DEI mental health training. What's that? Is that sensitivity training for whites or therapy sessions for blacks? We don't know. They won't tell us. $1 billion. This is why bacon's $11. And you know what happened this year? All these companies dropped their DEI programs. It was one big waste of $1 billion. DEI went bankrupt. Biden's been having a fire sale down at the border. He stopped building Trump's wall and started selling scrap metal for pennies on the dollar. You can bid for the wall leftovers. Bidding starts at $5 per steel bollard. Biden knows what Trump's going to need, and it's more steel to restart the wall. But he's selling it on Facebook Marketplace. So the taxpayers take a bath. And Trump has to pay full price next year, meaning you do. So they're selling border wall, and other Democrats are harboring illegal alien gangbangers, so Trump can't deport them. Here's the borders are.
They can sit back and watch us, which, I find incredible. You don't want to take public safety threats out of your community and help us. But there are laws on the books that we will prosecute. I've arrested U.S. citizens for harboring an alien in their home or place of employment. If I can do it to a citizen, why can't I do it to a politician who's going to actively get in our way, prevent us from doing our job?
So Jose from Venezuela, who's got a knack for sex trafficking, has face tattoos. Democrats are going to stop Tom Homan from picking that bad hombre up and putting him on a plane home. They're really going to do that. Primetime has a policy. If you're an illegal alien with a face tattoo, you're out. I don't even need to see your rap sheet. We know you have one. We have enough to worry about with drones flying all over the place. The sitting president hasn't even said a word. No surprise. But Trump just beat him to the punch. Quote, mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so. Let the public know, and now. Otherwise, shoot them down. This isn't the Dark Ages. We're not just going to sit and lay back like peasants and let our rulers experiment on us and then lie to us about it. The government knows exactly what the drones are. They're behind them. Now that Trump's involved, the Pentagon's going to have to cough it up. The Biden administration doesn't even respect the Democrat senator from New Jersey enough to tell him what's going on in his own state.
There hasn't been enough transparency, letting people know what's happening. It's allowing a lot of potentially misinformation to spread, or at least fear.
You're the senator from New Jersey. There are more drones than stars in the sky. Go march into Langley and get some answers for your people. Come on, Booker. What are we all doing? We're just going to be staring into the sky with our iPhones and shotguns every night? There's suspicious drones blanketing an American state, but the media is upset that Trump is on the cover of a magazine.
Is this a joke? Did we get something wrong? Did someone scam us? Are we sure about this, producers? There is a convicted felon on the cover of Time magazine as the person of the year. Maybe we're being scammed.
It's not always been great people that have been on the cover of Time, right? It's been people like Joseph Stalin and Adolf Hitler and Khrushchev and Khomeini. So he's in that kind of company as well.
Let's remember who else has been given this title in years past in the same category. Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Ayatollah Khomeini, and Vladimir Putin. In fact, Stalin won the distinction twice, just like Trump. Regardless of the company he keeps, we know how important these magazine covers are to Trump.
Who does Joy Reid think should be Person of the Year? Who, Joy? Who? Give me a name. All the bartenders in D.C. are a little chagrined because they voted for Kamala, obviously. One says, in his experience, Democrats tip more and are generally lower maintenance guests than Democrats. So D.C. bartenders say Republicans are more generous to workers and aren't a bunch of drama queens? That sounds about right. So there's a silver lining. So what's happening now is Trump has the wind at its back, and no one's stepping up to challenge him.
I think it's humiliating and maddening that Donald Trump is basically the president right now. I mean, he is dominating coverage. He is being feted. He won. The party doesn't really know where to go. It doesn't have a leader right now stepping forward during this vacuum. And I think Trump's having a honeymoon. And, you know, good for him.
This weekend, Trump will be at the Army-Navy game in Philly, and he's bringing the whole crew. J.D. Vance, Hegseth, DeSantis, Daniel Penny. The sitting president usually flips the coin at the Army-Navy game, but we don't know where Joe Biden is. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.